it's Elliot with Yo Elliot. You've got strength questions, and I'll yell the answer at you. Yo, Elliot. Well, today we've got a question from this cool dude who wants to gain weight for strongman training and ultimately strongman competitions. Check him out.
Yo, Elliot, my question for you: how do I gain weight at an incredibly fast pace? I know, like, obviously the whole more calories than you burn, blah, 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 blah. I know, more protein, carbs, all that stuff. I'm wondering just general weight, maybe, but not just like, just like something to give me, a beer belly. I'm talking about, something that will give me as much weight as possible, good weight. My strength coach put me in a strongman competition. He's going to, I think it's in like 3 months. Thing is, I'm really small. I'm 5'5", 170, 175, 168. I fluctuate, 168, 170. How do I get bigger so I can, have a better chance at maybe not being outweighed by a sandbag or certain things like that, being outweighed by a pressing event or something, or a loading phase or something like that, even though I really won't have my height. But he just got me into it, and I caught the strongman bug, and so I'm really wanting to get into it before I get into college. So yeah, 5'5", 170. How do I gain as much good weight as I can, most athletic weight, if that makes sense? So hopefully you have an answer, and hopefully I uploaded this correctly. So peace.
Alright, my friend, the very first thing I'd like to do is thank you for sending in a video question, and an interesting video question. Some of your video questions, guys, are just, I've answered it before, or it's just a boring question. Video question plus interesting gets immediate priority. Now, you want to gain weight. You said you're about 170-ish, and you want to gain weight to compete in strongman. The very first thing I want to do is bring your attention to the fact that in the National NAS, National Association for Strongman in America, that body, there is a 175 weight class, believe it or not. It's the lightest weight class. And a very good friend of mine by the name of John Makovich has been a national contender in that weight category for several years. I think he even won it back maybe about a year or two ago. I'll put some videos up there of him.
4,400 pounds, Utah! Get behind these guys!
Come on, John! Come on, John!
The reason why I wanted to bring that to your attention is because if you want to compete in strongman, you don't necessarily have to get huge. John is a strong son of a bitch, but he's not necessarily big, and he always stayed within that 175 weight range, but just got stronger and stronger and stronger in strongman. His function improved because his nervous system began to recognize the movement patterns much better. He became more explosive, and he got stronger. So unless you're planning on moving up a weight class, I'd say chill out, don't worry about your weight so much. You're going to be using weights that are that make sense for your body weight. You're not, they're not going to give you the same weight tire or yoke that they give a 231 pounder to yourself at a 175 pounder. So that being said, let me also bring your attention to my story of weight gain. When I first started training for strongman, I was about 190 pounds, believe it or not. Right now I'm like 210. And my coach at the time said, hey, you should compete in the below 200 weight category. And I said, hey, that's great, that's fine. I'll continue to strength train using strongman training and eating a little bit more calories than normal, and I'll stay under 200. But it was impossible. With the amount of calories that I increased to and the type of intensity that's associated with strongman training, I was just bumping up against that ceiling and getting bigger and bigger and bigger, merely from the type of training and a few weight gain secrets that I'll share with you in a moment. Until I went up to over 231, and that's what I competed at for until I became a pro. So here are some of the things that I did to gain that weight to supply the increase of strength and size that I was getting from the training. I increased the amount of carbohydrates that I was eating exponentially. I went from eating almost no carbs, basically a paleo diet, to just being so famished after these workouts and really wanting carbohydrates so badly that I began piling on about 2 cups of rice for at least 2 of my meals during the day. So I was eating the same amount of protein and fat as normal, but I just piled on mounds of carbohydrates. I didn't know at the time that I really needed to fill my muscle with that glycogen and for the strength increase, and it was also accompanied by lots of weight gain, about 30 pounds or 40 pounds of weight gain over the course of about 2 years. The other thing is, supplements played a big role in my gaining that weight, and this is what I'm going to suggest to you with regard to supplements. Creatine works. I don't know, from my experience and the guys that I've trained, creatine puts on a lot of weight. At the time, I think I was using just pure white creatine monohydrate, and I put them in my protein shakes a couple times a day, and it worked just well. I didn't get anything like fancier or anything like that. I think I also upgraded to the red. There's a red bottle. It's Mass. I've spoken about this in other videos. Cell Mass or something like that. It worked well for me. I've never had any problem with it. I don't get any endorsement for promoting those supplements. I bought them from GNC and they worked. I gained a lot of weight using it. And the other thing that I use with regard to supplementation, mind you, added those calories with the rice and also a lot of gluten-free bread for breakfast. What I also added supplement-wise was muscle milk. Now, I didn't just take muscle milk as it was described on the bottle, where they say like 2 scoops. I think I like doubled up the servings and did like 4 scoops of muscle milk, and then I put my creatine in there, and then I think I took a box of cereal and I would put some cereal in there, and I put some Udo's Choice oil in there, like flaxseed oil in there. Then I put some heavy cream in there, and then I put some glutamine in there. This was like a big nasty concoction shake that I had about 3 times a day. So if I were to sit here and tell you that I gained all lean muscle mass, I'd be lying. But I got big, I got very strong, and my performance went through the roof. You might be able to monitor the fat gain, which I really didn't care about. I'll put up a picture, or if I haven't done so already, of Big Fat Elliott. I really didn't care how fat I was. I wanted to become a pro strongman, so I did whatever it took. Now, if you want to maintain your lean muscle, if you only want to go up to maybe the 200 weight class, you don't want to blow up like I did, you're only 5'5", so you probably won't get that much bigger. I'm 5'9". What I would say is control your carb portions, particularly in the evening. So where I was eating like 4 slices of bread with my eggs in the morning, 2 cups of rice with my chicken in the afternoon, and then the same type of meal again in the evening, plus like cookies and milk, cereal and stuff before I went to bed. You might want to cut that crap out and scale back on the carbohydrates, particularly in the evening, and like the cookies and milk that I was drinking and eating before bed. Try the muscle milk double up shake that I described. It was just, I love those things. They made me huge. I think they have MSG in it, so I don't use it any longer, but it allowed me to gain weight or stay at 175 and just become a strong, dominant son of a bitch. Thanks for your question, guys. I appreciate it. Trying to bang these out. Some of you know that I'm trying to do these 1 a day for the next 30 days, so I will be grabbing your questions. Yours might come up. I appreciate you sending them in. I might do that live Ustream pretty soon, working on a Yo Elliott blog and stuff like that. But anyway, I'm ranting. Talk to you next time. Yo, Elliott.